beautiful humans. Happy 2021. Happy New Year. This is the first video of the new year. I mean, it is January 11th, but we had a rocky start. I mean, like last week's events were a lot and we were all processing and dealing and sort of grieving in a way and just fully disturbed by what happened, and I'm just praying for all of us. If you see the title of the video, you know some things are happening. I can explain, not that I have to, but I'm happy to share that part of my life with you. So what has been going on since my last few videos? I took a little time right after Christmas off because my December/Q4 was wild. God is good. Your girl was working. I had more sponsored content, mostly on Instagram platform and a little bit on TikTok, than I've had any December in this field, influencery-ness. So that was so amazing, and it's of course because of the support that you guys give. You give me encouragement to keep pushing, to keep doing, and me just being like, you know, on my stuff, on my game. So I really was excited about that, but it was exhausting. So that week between Christmas and New Year, I just sort of zoned out and did very little, just spent time with the fam. And I came back to LA. It was totally weird flying, I will tell you. When I went, it was like, I assumed that no one would travel for holidays, and I went well before Thanksgiving, and I knew that I was staying for almost 2 months, so I felt good about that. I was able to like properly quarantine and stay in the house. As you saw, a lot, Carla and I wore masks in the house. We didn't have like guests and visitors and things of any large number, or barely any. We wore masks in the car with each other. Like it was, we did our very, very best to keep each other safe. But coming back, I'm so glad that I picked a day that was like right before New Year. Once I saw how much people were traveling, I was like, oh snap. So I picked a day where I felt like they'd be where they were going already, you know, to travel for New Year, since so many people did. And so I came back on like the 28th and it was empty. Thank God. Like my flight was so empty. The airport was so empty. I got myself right home. I stayed still for the first, you know, like 10 days, like going nowhere, ordering groceries, nothing. And then some life happened. So let's just jump into why you're here. Aside from, oh, and my hair is curly, you know, this isn't a haircut even. This is like the weird part that broke off. Also, 2020 gave me gray hair. I had zero, like zero. Well, I think I might have had one. Now she has a lot, like, or a little patch. But I'm not mad at it. Now I have to zhuzh my hair because, you know, if you touch a fro, you will put a dent in her. Okay, so why I'm moving. Let me preface this with, you know, I know half of people's instincts will be to be like, yes, like, tell us more. And then other half of people would be like, oh my God, you're moving again, like sort of judgy, like I would never move so quick or so much or whatever. But you have to process things that people are telling you through the lens of, you are not that person. Your life details are not the same. Like your life circumstances are not the same. And people make decisions based off of their life, not necessarily what other people would do. So I just wanted to preface that. So this move wasn't actually planned. I didn't want to have to move. The reason I moved from the first place when I got to LA is because I needed to make sure I liked LA, right? So I got a small apartment, very like central kind of neighborhood, so that I could learn the lay of the land, because I wanted to make sure that I liked LA. You know, you don't just move to a new city and just ball out. So I got a modest apartment, but working from home, it was really hard, especially me coming from a really large 2-bedroom in Manhattan. So downsizing, it was fine for first. I knew it was a test year. So I said, okay, great. I do like living here. Let me find something bigger. And even though I'm one person, I have a lot of jobs, and all of my jobs require stuff, right? So overarching job is I'm a content creator, but I'm also an entrepreneur. I have now my merch shop. I have, I consult sometimes, and like 90% of influencer-ness is receiving products, reviewing products, samples, clothing in and out. And so it takes up a lot of space. And I've learned that a dedicated work area is super important for me, because working from home, if you are always, like, for example, I never bring my laptop into my bedroom. because I feel like my brain won't separate the spaces. And I used to try like never to just like work in my living room. I wanted it to be where I unwind. So like after you're on your laptop all day or you're filming or whatever, you come in the living room and chill and like watch TV. But it turned out that this place was not meant for me long term. So we moved in last year, and I thought it was a really great space. And my initial thought was, okay, you're gonna live here for 2 years. You're saving to buy something. I'm not sure if I want to buy in on the East Coast or in LA. So you know, you'll be here 2 years. You'll decide what you want to do, and everything will be gravy. So as my lease was, you know, star date or whatever, there were a few things that I was promised that didn't happen, like an air conditioner. And so I was just gonna live with that, but I will tell you, like, there's not even overhead light, so there's not even a place to install a ceiling fan. And so I was just using like my Dyson, whatever. And that was like an inconvenience, but it wasn't enough to make me like move. It was just like, okay, I'm gonna sweat it out again next summer. I also like don't love the carpeting. I've never had carpeting like ever in any rental because I don't like it, and I felt like this house was so great I could just get over it. Didn't love it, but also not enough to make me move. So I was just gonna, you know, concede and just be like, cool, like no place is like perfect. I love my garden, I love the light, it's a very chill neighborhood, until it wasn't so chill anymore. So the primary reason that I am moving is because next door this is a very residential neighborhood, you guys. Like, I mean, there's main streets, you know, like main Boulevard Avenue things where you have like stores, but the actual streets are very kind of cul-de-sac-y, super suburban, and very residential, like nothing but houses. So I would never have guessed or expected that next door, which was empty when I moved in, and I did ask because I'm a person who cares about like who my neighbors are. I'm super quiet. I'm a really good tenant. Like, I'm not like blasting music at 2 a.m. I'm not doing anything weird. And so I care about what I'm subjected to. And so no one was here. And I was just told that, you know, just a family used to live there, and there was some construction and it was being renovated, and then like, you know, it stopped, and for months no one's there. So now I figure like that's probably like a low-key red flag. And so a business moved in. I'm not going to go into terrible details, but a business moved in that it compromised my safety, meaning it brought some people a gate separation from me that are troubled, and I felt really unsafe. People knocking on my door, mistaking my place for the place next door, loud fights all of a sudden, like people yelling, screaming, arguing during the day, and especially like at night. It just became really stressful. And, you know, as a single woman, and you know, for a number of reasons, I just did not feel safe. And so I knew that despite, you know, having just moved, despite the fact that it's a pandemic, like I do not want to have to move right now, but I am not comfortable signing another year to live here. And so I was kind of debating like, so do I want to move back to the East Coast? Like, spending time with my sister was so amazing. And I know that I'm pretty sure I want to end up buying on the East Coast. I decided that I really wasn't done with California. I came here and had a really good year, 2019, and then of course 2020 was like non-existent. Also, it was like didn't happen, and also the worst all at once. So I decided that I needed to move. I prayed about it. I spoke to my dad, and he was just like, absolutely not, you are moving. And so I agree. So anyway, that's why I'm moving. It's, you know, a little dramatic for the moment. Like, I wish it wasn't happening. It's not frivolous. It's not like, oh, I don't like this doorway, so I need a new place. And it's like, even if it was, like, that's anyone's choice and right to live where they want to live. But mine was like low-key, like high-key, kind of crazy, and not really what I wanted to have to do. So with that said, I at first was really stressed out and like really sad and upset that I had to have this experience, but I have to see things through the lens of gratitude. I was just grateful that I can move, that I can just pick up and switch places, that I could afford to move, that, you know, just had access and opportunity. So it was like, you know what, God will make a way. Something better will happen, you know, since this didn't work out. and that is totally what happened. My business has really like grown, and so in a different world, you know, a non where we are world with pandemania and whatnot, I would probably want to have like a live space and like just a small office or a small studio or something. And so I decided to just kind of combine those budgets and get something bigger so I can make it work live. And it needed to be really sizable so that I could feel like I had a filming area. Like as much as you guys like don't care and it's so chill and I can film in my living room, just the simplest things of like being able to like shoot full body, full camera by myself without, you know, angles and, you know, can you even, are your feet cut off? Just all this little silly stuff. So I just was like, you know what? I would love to have a space where I can have my filming stuff like just set up, and I think that's going to help me, one, with like motivation, also just consistency, because it's not such a chore in a production to set up my space, and then I'm not also constantly working in my live space. Though I do have an office, it's more like where I sit and write and things, because just the way that it's set up, it didn't work out for me filming in there that much. So one, gratitude that I can move. Two, a better space is going to come into my world. And three, just, you know, seizing the opportunity to create more content for you. Like, you know, I do a lot of home decor content, which I really want to build out this year, even more. Super inspired by a lot of home decor creators who do really fun like DIYs and, you know, just really cool content that's like at home. So what we have to look forward to together is a lot of home decor content. First, we're going to start with an empty tour because I know you want to see the place. I did post a little sneak peek photo on my Instagram, insert here. It's really spacious, really bright, and I'm very, very excited. And it's in like a really great, super safe neighborhood. You know, knock wood, but historically, I think it's going to be great. So we're going to have an empty apartment tour and or house tour. And then we are going to have lots of fun. Cause like when I moved in here, if you remember, it was the top of quarantine, the top of us all figuring out what in the world is happening. And so I was just really using the opportunity to like source furniture and decorate this space as therapy, as like a way, something to focus on. My life has been exponentially more busy than that little weird space where we were all just figuring it out. So I really want to carve out like, okay, we're going to do this DIY project. I'm going to change a lot of things. I'm going to actually do some painting. I'm going to do some fun renter friendly changes, which I think I love watching those videos and I hope that you do too. We're of course going to be doing fashion. I know that I've been doing a lot less hauls lately, but of course that's because I made a decision to really only haul stuff that I truly love, brands that I really actually want to wear, unless we're just trying something. Like if there's something new on the market and we're all curious, like I'm going to try it, you know, for sure. But I don't want to do hauls from places that I know I don't like or would never actually shop unless we see like some crazy amazing item that we have to try. But you get my point. So yeah, a lot more home decor stuff coming, and I'm not doing my traditional Kelly vibe of like, okay, everything must go, selling everything, getting all new stuff, because you know, there's a lot that I feel more like connected to here. So I love my sofa, which, you know, I don't know if I told you guys, but you know, this sofa is vintage and it came white. And then my friends at our house gave me this Krypton fabric, which repels like you would not believe. Like liquid beads up and just rolls off it, even like soy sauce. So she's coming with me because she's actually adorable, and you know, I just recovered it and I really love it. It's gonna go in my new like filming area, so it's probably gonna look similar to you because like this couch is gonna be in there, and then we're gonna have like fun table and stuff. And then I lost my train of thought because stuff I'm keeping. I love my desk, but I think I might repurpose it as a dining table. We'll see when we get there. And just like credenzas and stuff. Some of this stuff back here I really like. So yeah, it's not gonna be like a full overhaul, but everything is probably gonna be in different places. So it's gonna feel really fresh, and I'm gonna add some new things in. So I'm excited about the move. I'm excited for you guys to come along the journey with me. Thanks for your constant support, your constant good vibes, and thanks for not being weird and projecting your own like lack of desire to move on me, because that's not fun. That's it, y'all. I think, I don't know, I'm into this frizzy fro vibes. What do y'all think? It's not like super defined, as you can see, because I kind of like brushed my curls out. let me know what y'all think. I'm just curious, you know, not fishing for compliments. If you're like, no, Kel, I like whatever better, like I can take it. I mean, I don't really want to hear it, to be very honest. Hashtag Sagittarius. But I think that's it, y'all. I think that's it. Again, Happy New Year. Wishing everybody super good vibes. I will be back next week with a home tour, empty home tour. And we will walk around the space and it will echo and we will love it together. All right, thanks for watching. Love you, mean it. Bye.